See continuation. See first here one question I raised. Why we need to associate shared repositories? See, if it is recording, UFT creates local repositories during recording, while execution it uses those objects information. If you want to generate tests manually without recording, you need to create shared repositories and associate. Getting the point? See here, first scenario. If it is recording, UFT creates local repositories. UFT creates local repositories, one or more based on actions, and it uses local objects information while test execution. So we no need to create and associate repositories if it is recording. Suppose if you want to create tests manually, create shared repositories and associate. If user wants to create tests manually, then create shared object repositories and associate. See, final conclusion, why we need to associate shared repositories. In order to create and execute tests manually without recording, user need to associate. See, in order to create and execute tests manually, means without recording, got the point? Why we need to associate shared repositories?
Yes, sir.
Understand the concept? Okay. Next one. So far we discussed add objects, rename objects, delete objects, export local objects, merge repositories, associate repositories. Next, alternate is there. Alternate is there for this associate repositories. What is the alternate? Load repositories during execution or directly in the test script. How? Syntax. Here we have to use one utility object. Yesterday we discussed one utility object called system_util for launching and closing applications. Today I am going to introduce one more utility object repositories collection. Repositories collection, single word, no space. Repositories collection dot add within double quotes path of the shared object repository. Shared object or repository file. See example. Say I want to add this first repository. You take this path, repositories collection dot add. So UFT provides context help. Next, within double quotes, path of the repository. Repository name, repository 1.tsr. See, in creating test chapter, I will show practical also. Next, export test objects to XML. Next, combined feature. Import test objects from XML. See, actually it is bonus feature. If you want to use, you can use rare use. What is the advantage of exporting test objects to XML? See, shared object repository file format is TSR, that is local file format. Only UFT application, means UFT tool, can understand that path, that file format. See, shared object repository file extension is TSR, local file format. Only UFT tool can understand that format. If it is XML can be understood by any technology. It is global file format. See, using this XML format, you can edit shared object repositories without UFT tool also. Got the advantage? Tell me the advantage.
Advantage.
We can edit
and
shared objects without UFT tool. Getting? Anyhow, it is bonus feature, limited use or no use. Feature is there, I am explaining. Observe. Observe that feature. First, create shared object repository. Resources, object repository manager, object, add objects, show the window, click OK, select required option, again click OK, objects information stored, save. Suppose flights, OK. Now I want to export to XML. File menu from scratch. I want to export this flights TSR to XML. Resources, Object Repository Manager, File, Open, browse path of the file, next File, export to XML, repository name, suppose February, okay, 28 objects, okay, close UFT tool also. Now I want to modify objects. See, file, edit, open with notepad. Just a minute. Suppose window name flight reservation. Instead of that, suppose London. Save. Launch UFT tool. Just a minute. It's launching. Resources, Object Repository Manager, File, import from XML, browse path of the XML file. Observe, what is the window name?
London.
Okay.
London.
Okay, cool. Now tell me the navigation. See, first export local objects to XML. Export text objects to XML. First, resources, object repository. Object repository manager. Next,
Open
file
file.
menu. Open. Next, browse path of the
File.
path of the object repository file.
Repository.
Next, again from
File.
same file menu, file,
Click on
export objects, test objects to XML. Next, enter file name, save. Next, import test objects from XML. Same, resources, object repository manager, file, import test objects from XML. Next, browse path of the XML. Enough. Okay, this is about export objects to XML and import. See, next feature, important one, map objects in between object repository and AUT. Here, how to map? See, how to map? Using view options. In object repository. Here two view options available. One is highlight in application. Another is locate in repository. Both are same in purpose, style different. Locate in repository. Highlight an application. It works from, first we need to select object in object repository from OR2, then it will highlight corresponding object in application. It is object repository to AUT. First we have to select object in object repository, then it will highlight in application corresponding object. This one from AUT, both are same in purpose, AUT to OR. So I will show the practical. Observe. Suppose we have this one, resources object repository, object, add object, show the window, click OK. Observe in this flight reservation window we have 10 buttons. How it's stored? Update order button. See, bottom left to right, 3 buttons are there. Update order button, delete order button, and insert order. Names are there. It's stored with the names. Next, top left to right, 6 buttons are there. No labels. How it's stored? Button 2, button 3, button 4, button 5, button 6. If it is recording, tool can take care about objects. If you want to record scripts manually, then how to identify? Getting this problem? Here no labels for those objects. Developers used symbols. If you want to create test, how to create? Here object spy also helpless. Why? Label is there, it can show. If no label, it won't show. See, object spy. Show the first button. What is the class name? What is the here name? Selected blue color.
Win button.
Win button is test object name. Button.
And button.
Suppose update order button. What is the button name? Update order. Button name is there, it is shown. Suppose show the second button. Button only. Show the fifth button. button only, no label. Show the sixth button, button only. So here confusion. See, in this scenario, renaming is required now. If you want to create tests manually, first you need to rename those objects now. How to rename?
Yes, sir. Yes.
How to rename? Here objects py also helpless. Here map objects in between object repository and application under test. Here we have two options. See, view, highlight in application. First I am selecting first button, view, highlight in application. Observe which one is blinking.
Put that.
Fifth one.
Yes, I saw that.
First get the functionality manually. First button, new order button. Second button, open order button. Fourth button, graph button. Fifth button, report button. Sixth last button, it is help button. First get the functionality manually, then you can rename. Just a minute. Suppose I want second button, view, highlight an application. This is fourth one. You can rename graph. Suppose I want fourth button, view, highlight an application. Second one, what is the second one? This is open order button. Okay, rename.
Open order.
Open
order.
See, next you can cross check. View, locate in repository. This time first select button in object in application. Suppose I want fifth one. Okay, this is first one. See, reverse fashion. Reports. Suppose view, locate in repository. Suppose second button. Show the second button, then it will locate corresponding button. Open order. Okay na? Using map objects feature, we can rename objects properly. Okay. Next, one more option. One more feature. Define new test objects. Define new test objects. See, actually this feature is not recommendable. In real time we don't use this feature. What is the purpose of this feature? Using this feature we can design tests, we can generate tests even though application is not ready. If it is recording, if application is not ready, you can't record. If it is keyword driven methodology, without application also you can create tests. But nowadays, after getting application, stable application also, so many companies are struggling in this area, test automation. So without application, creating tests, that is a risk, high risk. So rare use. What is the advantage of this feature? Define new test object feature. Using this feature, we can create tests even though application under test, application is not ready. it is not recommendable feature. Okay, using this feature we can create tests even the application is not ready. How? By getting objects information from development team. By getting objects information from development team. See, here I will explain steps. First step, get objects information from development team. Next, go to that one, resources menu, resources, object, define new test object. Suppose my application is not ready, testing team ideally waiting. We got objects information from development team. Ours is web-based application, ICICI Bank application. We got objects information from development team. First create shared object repositories. How? Resources, object repository manager, object, define new test object. Here select environment. Suppose my application web application. Select class of object, browser, browser name, ICICI Bank, add. Next, under this browser, pages, object, define new test object, web, page, suppose page name, personal banking, as per developer's information. Next, another page, corporate banking. Next, under personal banking, some links, object, define new test object, web, link, suppose link name, login, one more link, suppose register. See, like this you can add. Close. Next, save. ICICI example. See, complete the navigation. New test object. Select
Object.
environment first. Add in Visual Basic or SAP or web. Select environment. Next, select class of object, browser, page, link, etc. Select class of object. Next, enter name, like that. Say, same, taking the new test, application is not ready, By getting objects information from development team, I created shared object repositories, one or more. Now I want to design tests as per test requirement. First associate the repository, first object repository, blank. Next associate resources, associate repositories, click add repository icon, browse path of the repository, add with associate with action, click OK. Now start test creation manually. If you know the navigation, suppose I want to click on login link, grandparent object browser, see it is providing context help dot page dot suppose personal banking dot link of suppose login dot click. Click is method or operation. I will introduce methods in next chapter. Like this you can create tests. Getting this one, last one. What is the purpose of defining new test objects feature?
Yes.
See.
The purpose of when the application is not ready.
We can design, we can create tests.
Yes.
Okay, but it is not recommendable. Okay. See, these are the important features available in object repository. See, I covered basics for keyword driven methodology. Now come to mainstream. Keyword driven methodology. Important chapter, small chapter, important one. Keyword driven term is keyword driven methodology. Keyword driven framework is different. Keyword driven methodology is different. What is keyword driven methodology? In this approach, keywords can be used to create and execute tests. You take any statement, test object or utility object or function, all are keywords of UFT and VB script. See, generating tests manually without recording, using keywords. Here objects are keywords. Example, objects are keywords. Next, methods are keywords. Functions are keywords, etc. Generating tests manually using keywords. Here steps. Just a minute. First I will remove all these. Take new test. First step, create shared object repositories. Create shared object repositories. It is one-time activity. Once you create shared object repositories, you and your team members can use them. One-time activity. Next step, associate shared object repositories to actions or alternate. What is the alternate for associate shared repositories? What is the alternate?
Alternate?
Alternate feature. In object repository chapter we discussed now. in this session only. See, follow, try to follow. What is the alternate?
Load
Repositories directly in the test script. Alternate. Next, third one. Generate steps, or you can say statements. For this third one, 4 possibilities. Alternates. You can use any one or hybrid. Some statements using first method, some statements using second method, like that. You can use. Using editor view. Using editor view. This editor view is always preferable. This is programmatic view, programming interface. You can enter all types of steps using editor view. No limitations. Next, alternate, or for editor view, that is expert view, programming interface, you can generate all types of statements. Next, using keyword view. You can't generate all types of statements, but it is useful to generate test object statements quickly. It is easy to generate test object statements. See, in our test we use different types of statements that I will explain in next chapter. Types of statements in UFT test. We use test object statements, utility object statements, function calls, next checkpoints, conditional statements, loop statements, etc. Different types of statements. But important type, test object statements. Test object statements are using step generator. Already I introduced the step generator. Step generator, it is a library of functions and utility objects used to generate recordable and non-recordable steps. See, using step generator or using by drag and drop objects from object repository to UFT editor. See, for this fourth one, limitations are there. Using this fourth option, we can generate test object statements only, not other type of statements. Test object statements. See, these are the steps. Now tell me the steps, then I will show the practical. Generating tests manually. What are the steps?
Using
first
editor view.
Complete steps for keyword driven methodology.
Generate
first
test.
Create shared object repositories. Second one, associate shared object repositories or load shared object repositories directly in the test. Next, third step, generate steps or statements. For third step, we have 4 possibilities. What are the 4 possibilities?
Using editor view, using keyword view, using step generator, and using drag and drop features.
By drag and drop objects from object repository to editor. Okay. See, I will show that one. See, this is new test. First, editor view. First, create shared object repository, resources, object repository manager. It is one-time activity. Create once and maintain. You and your team members can use them. Object, add object, show the dialog box or window or web page. Select required option. Click OK. Save. Suppose any meaningful name. Login. Click OK. See, first step over. One-time activity. See, resources, object repository, blank. It is new test. Now second step, associate repository. How to associate? Resources, associate repositories.
Resources.
Click add
Associate
repository.
Add repositories. Login, open.
And associate with action. Click OK. How to confirm? Resources, object repository. Objects information populated. Next, as per our navigation, earlier explained prerequisites for creating tests. Navigation. First, launch the application. Next, enter, select login dialog, enter agent name, enter password, click OK. Forget about verification points. That comes under enhancing tests. Now we are in creating tests, creating basic test phase. Here concentrate on plain navigation. The next phase, enhancing test phase, I will explain how to insert verification points, parameterizing tests, synchronizing tests if required, etc. Now only focus on creating basic tests. What is the navigation? First, launch the application. You know how to launch the application?
System util.
Pardon?
System util.
Just a minute, just a minute. Just a minute. Tell me, system util?
System util.run.
Just a minute, just a minute. Audio connection restored. Now tell me. Can you hear me?
System util. Yes. System util.run.
System util dot run. Next, if it is Windows based application, path of the
application.
Path of the application. Just a minute. Double quotes already there. Next, as per our navigation, activate the dialog box. Dialog of, see, it is providing context help. Dot
Activate.
Pardon?
Activate.
Activate method. Activate. Next. Okay, put mute. Dialog of login dot win edit. This is test object. Say whenever you want to perform any operation on child object, you need to write parent child hierarchy. Just a minute. Just a minute. See, whenever you want to perform any operation on child object, you need to write parent child object, parent child hierarchy. See, first activating login dialog box, direct parent. Second one, enter agent name into edit. Just a minute. Enter agent name into edit box. See here, edit box child of this edit box child of login dialog. You need to write parent child hierarchy. See, when edit of, see it is showing context help, agent name, select set methods I will explain next chapter. Suppose any 4-digit value. Next, dialog of login dot, see it is context menu. In this menu, pink color items, methods are operations. These are default. Next here, white color. These are, this one, win edit. These this win edit, win button. These are test objects. Pink color item, method or operation. Win edit of password. Just a minute. Dot. See, for passwords you can use set method or set secure method. If you want to keep your password in secureable manner, use set secure method. Set secure. See, if it is recording, tool can encode passwords automatically. If you want to encode manually, for that UFT has provided a separate feature, a separate tool called password encoder. See. HP software. Functional testing. Just a minute. See, tools, password encoder. Here enter the password, any password. In this scenario, Mercury. Generate, copy, close. Paste. Next. Next, click on OK button. OK button is child object of dialog box. You need to write parent child hierarchy. Dialog of login dot win button. See, it is showing 3 buttons available in object repository. I want OK button dot click operation. See, test created. I didn't record. Run the script. Executing. Okay na?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you guide me. Just you guide me once again. Say I'm creating new test. From scratch you guide me. Already login TSR file available. Second step onwards. See object repository, resource object repository blank. Continue.
Dialog.
From second step onwards. What is the second step? Associate repository na. Object repository blank na. First we need to associate. Object repository already there.
Resources.
Resources.
Associate repositories.
Browse path of the repository.
Browse. Add.
Next, associate with action. Click OK. Next, confirm. Launch object repository. Objects information populated. Next, type the script as per our navigation. First statement, utility statement, launch application. See system util dot run method. Next, within double quotes, path of the application. Take the path of the application. Next, activate the dialog of login dot activate. Next, dialog of login dot win edit test object win edit of agent name dot set method any 4-digit value. Next, you can copy and paste, no issue. If any common hierarchy is there, you can copy and paste. Win edit of this time password. Next, you can use set method or set secure. If you want to use set secure, encode the string. How to encode? Using password encoder tool. Password encoder tool. See HP software, HP functional testing, tools, password encoder, enter password, Mercury, generate, copy, close. Next, last statement, dialog of login dot win button of OK button dot click method. Okay, test created. You can save this test. Run the script, run the test, launching and login. Okay. Next, second one. I'm taking new test. Associate object repository. Associate with action. Click OK. Next, switch to keyword view. View menu. Keyword view. Here, just a minute. First, I'm taking the path. Click on second line. See, for utility statements, we need to take step generator help. Step generator in this keyword view. Here, utility objects. Next, select utility object system util. Run method OK. See, most of the time it shows regular methods. If you don't want this method, you can change. But here run method is suitable. Next, paste the path in value column. Click OK. See, generated. Next, second line, test object statement, login. See, it is showing activate method. See, if you don't want this method, you can change. See, it shows regular methods. Next, Agent name, it's showing set method, enter the value. Next, password, it is showing set method, regular method. But if you don't want the set method, you can change to set secure. Next, enter, encode the value. Password encoder. Just a minute. Password encoder. Generate, copy, close. Paste in this column, value column. Next, select OK button, click. Enough. Run the script. See executing. You can save this test. Save and maintain. Next, view to switch to editor view. Same test. What is the advantage of this keyword view? Identify.
It's you get the script also written.
Say,
I mean
it is easy to generate test object statements. These 4 statements, test object statements. Utility statements, we have to take step generator help. But easy to generate test object statements now.
Yes.
You don't need to type. Okay. See once again this keyword view. First, associate object repository. Associate with action. Next, switch to keyword view. Select, click on second line. For utility statement, take step generator help. Here select category as utility object. Here select utility object system util. Next, take the path, application path. Click OK. Next, remaining statements, test object statement. See, login, it is showing regular method activate. Next, agent name, it is showing regular method set. For set method value required, ABCD, any 4-digit value. Password, it is showing set method. You can change to set secure, otherwise you can use set method also. But it won't encode. Direct value. Next, OK. Over. Run the script. Executing. Okay. Next, same test. Here we didn't encode this one. Next, third one, generate steps using step generator. Generate steps using step generator. See, first associate object repository. Associate with action. Just a minute. Before association, what will happen, we will check. See, first launch step generator, design menu, step generator. Here functions, VB script built-in functions available. You can generate. Next, utility objects available. Next, another category, test objects. Test objects blank. Why? Test objects not default. If we associate shared object repository files, then you can get test objects. Otherwise, no test objects. But utility objects, functions, they are built-in, default. See, first, what is step generator? Step generator. See, it is a library of functions and utility objects used to generate recordable and non-recordable steps. See, it is a library of functions and utility objects used to generate recordable and non-recordable steps. Okay. But here in the step generator, three categories available: test objects, utility objects, functions. But why I didn't mention test objects in my definition? Why I didn't mention? I mentioned
Because
only
test objects are
dynamic, not default, not built-in.
Yes.
Utility objects, functions only built-in.
That's
why. Okay. Observe. Now associate object repository. Associate with action. Next, launch object repository, design step generator. Launch step generator. Launch step generator. Drag. As per our navigation, first statement, utility statement. First select utility objects. And one more thing, left side bottom one option is there. Insert another step option. Check that option. Otherwise it closes for every step. If you want to generate multiple steps, check that option. Next, system util. It is showing run method. Next, take the path of the application. Most of the time it shows regular methods. If you don't want that methods, you can change. Insert. Next, as per our navigation, test object statements. Select category as test objects. Next, now objects information populated. Select login. It is showing activate method. Insert. Next, select agent name. It is showing set method. Enter value in this value column. Next, select password. See, it is showing regular method set. If you don't want this set method, you can change to set secure. Next, encode the string. Functional testing, tools, password encoder. Generate, copy, close, paste in this value column, insert. Next, last statement, click on OK button, select OK object, OK button object. It is showing click method, insert. All statements generated, close step generator, run the test. It is executing. Just a minute. I'm taking new test to guide me how to generate steps using step generator. First, associate repository.
resources, associate repository, add giving the
Okay.
Add
Association
the
over.
action. Okay.
Next, launch step generator. How to launch? How to launch? Design
From
menu.
the design view, step
Design
generator.
menu. Step generator. Next.
First, you need to select the object category.
No. First, left side bottom. One checkbox is there.
Insert another
Insert
step.
another step. Check that option. Why? Otherwise, it
Because
closes for every step. If you want to create multiple steps, check that one. Next, select category as utility object. As per our navigation, our first statement is utility statement. Select utility object system util. Next,
Yes.
take the path of the AUT.
And path.
Paste in value
Copy,
column.
paste. Insert.
Next, select category as test objects.
Test objects. Add.
Select object. It is showing activate method. Okay. Insert.
Dialog box. Yes.
Next,
Okay.
agent name. It's showing set
Password.
method.
Set value ABCD.
Insert. It is writing parent child hierarchy. Next, password. It is showing set method. You can use set method, otherwise you can change to set secure. If you want to use set method directly, direct value. Next, OK button, click method, insert all statements generated, close step generator, and run the script. It will execute. Okay. Next, last one. By drag and drop objects from object repository to editor, but using that option, we can create test object statements only. Remaining statements, another way, you can type that statements. See, first associate repository, associate with action. Next, launch object repository, object repository. Okay, forget about utility statement. Utility statement you need to generate manually. Next statement, login, drag and drop. Next, agent name, drag and drop. Next, password, drag and drop. Next, OK button, drag and drop. Close object repository. Values you need to enter manually. Suppose ABCD. Next, Mercury. Here you can change the method also. How to change? Just remove, and here you can select set secure. Otherwise you can leave it set method. Next, utility statement. You can type that statement. System util dot run. Next, path of the application. Run the script. Okay na? And one more thing, you can follow hybrid approach also. Means some statements using editor view, some statements using keyword view, some statements using step generator, etc. Okay. Next, last 2 minutes. Here I used one term. You use it to generate recordable and non-recordable statements. How to generate non-recordable statements using step generator? Just a minute. Just a minute. Non-recordable statement using step generator. Observe price object. price object. How much that value? Price object, edit box in disabled state. How much that value?
1293.
$23.40 na?
Yes.
I want to perform some operation on that price object. It is not recordable. It is not recordable operation na? Why? That object in disabled state.
Disable, yes.
Just a minute. Design, step generator, test objects. See here, click hand icon, left side bottom. Take the hand icon and show the object. Click OK. See, it is showing regular method set. I am not going to set the value. Value already there. I want to get the value. See, get visible text. Return value. Getting the value na. Take variable, suppose X. Okay. See, statement generated. This is non